Okay, so hi guys. I'm going to go over quickly how you should be using these vocabulary sheets. So every week that we have vocab, which is every other week, you will receive a words and context sheet and then also a blank vocab sheet. The first thing that you should do every week is go through and write down all the bolded words here, because those are your vocabulary words, okay? The second thing that you should do is start by reading each excerpt separately. Now, I'm going to model excerpt 1 for you to show you exactly what you should be doing. So I'm going to zoom this in a little bit for you to see. Okay. So excerpt 1 reads, Byron's fatalistic notion that he possessed no control over his decisions eventually became his excuse for living a licentious lifestyle. So in the first sentence, we have 2 vocabulary words. We have fatalistic and we have licentious. Now, if I have these written in, the first blank spot on this sheet is part of speech. Now, we know part of speech by clues in the sentence. So, fatalistic notion. This word is describing this word. Licentious lifestyle, describing that word. Both of them are describing nouns, which means that they are adjectives. And I'm going to take a step back from looking at both of them and just start with the first word. So Byron's fatalistic notion. Now, what is a notion? That's another way to say an idea. So his fatalistic idea that he possessed no control over his decisions. So that would be a context clue. Now, I put it on the sheet to remind you that that's something that you need to do, but you don't necessarily have to write it on here as long as it's noted here. Possessed no control over his decisions. We also see that in the word, we see the word fatal, but we can also see the word fate. Fate means predetermined. So if something is predetermined, then you would possess no control over your decisions because it's already been determined for you. So based on that information, you would create your definition, and then you would confirm that through looking in the vocab book at the dictionary definition. For the second word, we also know that it's an adjective. We've already talked about that. Licentious lifestyle. Now, there's no clues in the actual sentence, but now we need to read on a bit. Sometimes the clues are not necessarily in that sentence, but could be around the sentence. He partied nightly. So if you think that your future is already determined for you because of fate, and he's partying nightly. So licentious could mean wild, crazy. So that would be your definition. And again, that would be confirmed with the dictionary definition. And his paucity of ambitions or goals had alienated him from his relatively successful friends. Another sentence that has 2 vocab words. Now, in this situation, one of these words is most likely more familiar than the other. So first, let's make sure we've written them in. So 3 is paucity. 4 is alienated. So paucity, his paucity of, so this is a noun. Something, if you can have possession over it, it's a noun. And then had alienated him. This is a verb. So alienated is probably the word out of the 2 that you are more familiar with. So if we think of alienated, we think of alien. Aliens are separate from the rest of us. So that would be your definition, to separate, to exclude. Now, let's think about this logically. If he's partying nightly and he's being as a result, separated from his relatively successful friends. Does he have ambitions or goals? Clearly not. So paucity could mean a lack, to lack ambitions or goals. Last sentence. When they tried to talk to Byron about his future, his only response was a lackadaisical stare. So we're on to word number 5. Lackadaisical. Again, it's describing his stare. So it's an adjective. Any word that's describing another word is always going to be an adjective unless the word is a verb, because adverbs describe verbs. Adjectives describe nouns. So we have a lackadaisical stare. So it's not saying that he has any type of reaction. It's not saying that he yelled. It's not saying anything really. When his friends tried to talk to him about his future, he just stared. So lackadaisical, when you hear lack, hopefully we hear relax. So it's a very just like, it is what it is. So lackadaisical, not caring, relaxed, unaffected. So that is the pattern, or the process of going through this sheet that I would like you to follow. So for excerpt 2 and excerpt 3, take it sentence by sentence, excerpt by excerpt, go through and dissect the clues, and we will review this together tomorrow.